Hey, everyone. As you're jumping on, would love to know in the chat, where are you tuning in from in the world? Where are you watching from? Anyone in Europe? Anyone from the USA? Where are the Aussies at? Awesome. We got Canberra, Adelaide. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know where the chat is, at the bottom, it says chat. You can pull it up and we can type to each other, which is so awesome. Gold Coast, Murray Upper, Brisbane, New Zealand. Welcome, Gold Coast, Vic, Regional, New South Wales, Netherlands. Hello, welcome from the Netherlands. Joining from London, UK, NZ, Brisbane, Portland. So cool. I love that it's so international. So, because you're in the chat box, let me know, pop a 1 in the chat if you are ready to increase your financial IQ. If you are ready to increase your financial IQ, the ones are pouring through. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. And then pop a 2 if you're ready to learn how to make more moolah, how to make more money. Pop a 2 in the chat. Look at them, they are flying through. Amazing. And so what if over this masterclass, you could learn a simple way that can help you multiply your money so your money can make babies, like we say. If you could get excited about that, put a $sign in the chat. Put a $sign in the chat. Oh, here we go. So good. So my name's Alicia Fernandez and welcome to the Money Masterclass. So good to have you here. Firstly, I really want to acknowledge all of you, truly, because a lot of people would have seen this advertised. A lot of people would have got an invitation. A lot of people would have registered for this masterclass, but they're not here, but you are. And so Lloyd, myself, we always like to say the action takers are the money makers. All right. So what we can do right now, if you're open to it, is give me a high five. Point towards your camera so we can high five each other. There we go. High five for being here. So good. So what do you want to get out of this masterclass? Why have you shown up tonight? There is something that has kept you away from Netflix. There is something that has kept you away from the news tonight. What is it? I'd love to know in the chat. Do you want to learn more about a side hustle? Do you want to learn more about investing? Do you want to learn more about how you can make money, manage your money? Better mindset around money, powerful environment. Love that, Franny. Thank you. I love money. Yes, Marlene. And I want to make more of it. Beautiful. Live paycheck to paycheck, wealth creation, Lana, action, make it, manage it, money, residual income. I love that. So good. Thanks for playing along. Investing, managing, and the mindset. Beautiful. And so, before I met our teacher for this evening, your teacher, your trainer, your host, I had a terrible money mindset. I was a massive spender. I would make the money, but I'd basically wear the money or eat the money or drink the money, and I wouldn't have much to show for it. And so, your teacher for this evening, you're in great hands because he's shown me how to make more money, how to manage my money, how to multiply my money. And so you're definitely in safe hands. So before I invite him on, would it be okay if we made a few agreements so we can get the most out of this masterclass? If you're okay to that, yeah, I can see Josh nodding. Awesome. So nothing too crazy, but I guess the first agreement really is to be open to new ways of doing things, new principles, because really there could be that one thing that you learned tonight that could really elevate your wealth creation game. Okay, so if you're open to being open, I always love to say that, pop open in the chat. If you're just open, okay, I'm ready to receive something differently. I'm ready to new principles, approaches, beautiful, so good. And I guess the second agreement really is to play at 100%. And if we were in a room together, I would get you to jump on your chairs and be like, this is me at 100%, but we're on Zoom. So what does that mean? 100% basically means have a notepad in front of you, have a pen with you so you can take notes. If you can turn on your cameras, please do so. And then that way you can be present and play at 100%. All right. So if you're ready to play at 100%, pop 100 in the chat for me. And I can see where all my 100%ers are at. Oh, brilliant. So good. Awesome. And the last one is to have fun. It's my favorite one. We don't like to take life too seriously here. And so the best way I feel we can have fun tonight is when you hear something that you're like, whoa, that was good, or whoa, that impacted me, or wow, I didn't know that. Pop bingo into the chat, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O, and that will let the teacher know, the trainer know that you've learned something, which is so cool. And so let's practice. Pop bingo in the chat. I love it. You're already going bingo, bingo, bingo if you're ready to have some fun. So good. So let me introduce our trainer so you know that you're in safe hands. So basically, our trainer for this evening, he's got 3 degrees, 3 uni degrees, because one wasn't enough, ranging from biomedical science to law to business. But not only does he have like the piece of paper saying I'm smart, but he's been able to take what he learned and apply it in the real world. So he's been able to create over a $1 million share portfolio from scratch. He's been able to build a side hustle that earns over $1 million, which is pretty crazy. He's an author of 2 books, Money Grows on Trees and Money Buys Happiness. If you've read any of these books, say yes in the chat. And his podcast, Money Grows on Trees, has actually hit #1 in Australia in the how-to category. All right, so you're definitely in safe hands if you want to learn about investing, if you want to learn about side hustles. He is definitely qualified in that area. But what I love most about this amazing man, he's my husband. We've been together for 11 years now, and I've been able to watch from behind the scenes. He wakes up in the morning, he's reading about money, he's learning more about investing, he lives and breathes it, and I truly believe he is an incredible teacher, so you're in great hands. So let's go crazy in the chat as I welcome your host for this evening, Mr. Lloyd J. Ross.
Hey, what's up, everyone? So good to be here. So good to see so many smiling faces. So good to see so many black boxes with no cameras on. I love you all, no matter how you show up, as long as you show up, because 90% of success in life, sadly, is just showing up. But I want to say thanks to my beautiful wife, Alicia Fernandez, for showing up, because without her, you wouldn't know who I was or what I'd done, and you probably wouldn't listen to me. So thanks to her, it's a partnership and a marriage. And you know what they say? Find someone you love and build an empire together. And we're doing that every day, and it's so much fun. I'm so blessed to do that. So we built a side hustle together over $1 million. It's not just me. It's her as well. We're a team. So I think one of the best wealth strategies you can get or you can implore is to actually marry someone who's on the same page with you when it comes to money. Okay. If they're not, well, I don't know how your future's going to look with them, but hopefully they are on a learning journey with you. Okay. So there you go. In your PJs, Franny. Who else is in their PJs? Anyone in their PJs? How cool is this world we live in, where we can learn and be in a class in our PJs? I used to be in classes at university and it was nothing like this. So I'm going to make this fun for you. Is that okay? Just pop in the chat if you're okay with learning about money and finance and having fun at the same time, because I don't like to be stiff. I like to be unpredictable. Alicia said you're in safe hands. I disagree. I think you are not in safe hands with me. I'm going to pick on you. I'm going to pull you out of the audience. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, so don't worry. But I do love it if people turn their camera on so I can see if my jokes are funny or if I'm boring you to tears, so I can change the volume and start engaging more effectively. So if you can turn the cameras on, that would help me a lot. If not, that's okay. I totally get it. You just want to kick back and watch this and hopefully learn something. So again, thanks for showing up. Let's get to it. I'm going to teach you all about money today, but I'm going to talk to you really, I don't know. I'm just going to talk to you like, what can I say? I'm probably going to just tell you what you need to hear. Is that okay? Rather than what you want to hear. Because I think that there's a lot of cliche stuff out there about money, but I'm going to give it to you straight up and directly. And I'm going to talk to you about some of the strategies, or the strategy we've put in place to have financial independence, and I think live a juicy life more than anything. You know, and that's what I want for you guys. It's not about just getting a lot of money and dying with lots of money. Okay, can't take it with you, but it's about having choice, right? So who here wants financial choice? Raise your hands. Wonderful. That's what we're going to be talking about. Financial choice. All right. So let me ask you a question. First lesson. if you could choose between money or wisdom, what would you choose? Pop in the chat. Money or wisdom? Everyone's saying wisdom. I pity the poor soul that puts money in there. Money to buy the wisdom. That's funny. All right. Well, you don't need money to buy this wisdom, because I'm going to give a book away. I'm going to give this book away tonight on tonight's call at the end for whoever plays at 100%. Okay. So if you want a copy of this, there's not many hard copies available. I will give you this. I will send it to you. Okay. But the correct answer is wisdom. Why wisdom? Why wisdom? Why is wisdom better than money?
Because money alone will never make you happy.
Well, it can make you pretty happy, but that's kind of the answer. Yeah, wisdom definitely will make you happier. But what's so great about wisdom?
If you have money but
'Cause
no
if you
wisdom, you don't know how to keep the money.
Okay, sure. So what does wisdom empower you to do?
Find a strategy.
Make as much of this as you
Knowledge.
can, right? If you get given this, here's the thing, right? People pray for the sword, but not for the power to wield it. You can write that down. People pray for the sword, but not the power to wield it. What does that mean? It means every day people are saying to themselves, praying, oh, I wish I had more money. I wish I had more money. When in actual fact, they should be praying, I wish I had the power to wield money so I could make more of it, multiply it, give it away, buy happiness with it, whatever you want to do with it. You're praying for the wrong thing. Pray for the power to wield it, which is why you're on here, because I'm going to teach you the power to wield money. Is that okay? So wisdom. So I'm going to give this book away at the end, all right? So stay to the end, see who wins the book. Okay, great. Yeah, pray for the power to wield it, not the sword. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to go through a presentation. Now, you're going to see that on the screen, but I want a lot of engagement as I go through. Be okay with talking in the chat. I'm here just like, we're just in our house chatting, okay? It's not going to be like me just barreling down the thing, the Zoom, okay? So I am going to share my screen because I have a little presentation that I prepared for you. It's kind of cool. It's brand new. Hey, first time I'm doing it too. So yeah, if I make a mistake, you probably won't see it, but I'm going to make lots of mistakes. Is that okay? Is it okay if I make tons of mistakes and do this for the first time? Just nod. Awesome. Anki's like, no, I want it to be perfect. Okay, awesome. It's not going to be perfect. Okay, here we go. Ready? It's a money masterclass. Okay. And it's different to anyone's seen before. Similar concepts, but presented differently. Okay. And it's really talking about this one word. Okay. It's one word I'll touch on as we go. Okay. There is a disclaimer because I'm going to be talking about earnings, and you're going to compare yourselves to the earnings. And if you don't hit the earnings, you're going to blame me and me and others. Not you guys specifically, but some psychopaths out there do that. I know that's not you guys, so I have to put this disclaimer in here anyway, so that we are covered, because I'm going to talk about financial stuff as also making money. Okay. But I'm not a financial planner or an advisor. I don't have a financial services license. So I'm just using concepts to explain this to you. Okay. Okay, now that we've got rid of the formalities, I'm going to talk to you about money. So let me ask you this. Pop in the chat. Why do you want more money? Why do you want more money? James, thank you in advance. What a legend. Freedom. Freedom from what? Choices. Yes. Freedom. More time freedom. Live a juicy life. Choices to do shit. That's so good. Flexibility, yes. Choices. Time. So buy back time. Pay off debt. Nice. That's a nice measurable goal. Security. Awesome. Security is really good. Travel. Awesome. More time to things I enjoy independent. I got a wedding to pay for. Well, here you go. That's awesome. A ton of travel, Rachel says. Look at this. Okay. Choices. I think it looks to be like choices, right? Excellent. Thanks so much for playing along in the chat. Why more money? So you've told me why you need more money. Okay. You told me why you need more money. My question to you is, what's stopping you? it's a question from me to you. So if you have an answer for this, pop it in the chat. Mindset? I don't know about mine. Well, it is. Sure. I agree with that, Josh. 100%. Me? So I want you to elaborate, guys. This, you jump on Zoom sometimes and there's these cliche answers. I'm not a cliche dude. What do you mean when you say me? Oh, Rose lacking a vehicle. Okay, that's a bit more specific. Excuses, inconsistent, your beliefs, knowledge, leverage of my time. Great, it's getting better. Okay, it takes longer time. Okay. Oh my God, there's a lot here. A vehicle, agreed. Not enough money. Not enough money, Trish. Important I get gig that does not waste time and money. Okay, fair. All right. All right. So what's stopping you? It's you for sure, right? Because if you had all the things you needed to go make money and you had the right mindset, you had the skills and everything like that, you'd have all the money, correct? So definitely I agree it's mindset. Mostly it's fear, actually. Can I just say that? No one's popped in the chat, and this would be the most honest answer. I'm scared. That would actually be the truth. I'm actually scared. Yeah, you're scared. And that's okay. We're all human beings, right? What would you be scared of? People are scared to invest money because they're afraid of losing it. People are afraid of losing security, perceived security. People are afraid of losing social status. They're afraid of losing the social status they have in their friendship circle. They're afraid of what people say about them in their friendship circle. They're afraid about what people think about them, their opinions. They're afraid of haters on social media. They're afraid of what their parents think of them and if they're going to be disappointed in them. They're afraid of what their friends are going to say to their other friend. They're afraid of what their frenemies are going to talk to them about behind their back. They're afraid of the opinions of others. But this is actually what prevents people from getting money, just so you know. They're afraid of all these things. It's fear that stops you, okay? Just so you know, it's fear. So you're allowed to say, I'm actually just scared. Once you understand that, you can say, well, I'm scared. What am I scared of? Do I have courage? Okay? People that build wealth, it's combat sport, ladies and gentlemen. It's a combat, it's pretty wild, right? So it's going to be scary. Lack of discipline and skills for sure. Definitely, Anastasia. Okay, that's the things that's stopping you. All right. At least we're honest with each other. Okay. So I hope in this presentation, you're going to dig deep and hopefully find in yourself a way to think differently, be open, and take a different approach. Because if you take the same approach as everyone else who's broke, what's going to happen? You're going to have the same outcome as what they all have. Because your output equals your inputs. Like if you put in a conventional input, you're going to get a conventional output. This is the way it is, right? I was looking for the unconventional path. Why? Because in 3 generations, people will forget my name. Tell me if you know your great-great-grandparents, honestly. You don't. So that's why you shouldn't be scared of doing something different. It ain't going to matter in the end. You may as well live a juicy life now and get after it. How boring would it be if you just walked safely towards death? I'm scared would be the answer to that. And that's okay. So here's the one thing that definitely is preventing you from getting money. Okay. It's not as dramatic as I'm scared. It's very pragmatic. And it is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. There was a guy by the name of Archimedes, 800 BC. He actually was the father of mathematics, just so you know. All the mathematics you learned at school, okay, he actually discovered it all. One of the smartest guys who ever lived, and sadly, he was stabbed to death in a war while he was drawing his circles. A very sad story. But he discovered leverage. He said, give me a bar long enough, and I'll move the earth. When he said that, what he meant was, for a little bit of force, I can move mountains. Leverage is the secret to wealth, let me tell you. Okay? People often think that it's compound interest. We'll talk about that later. But there's a powerful, powerful force in the universe called leverage. And if you're not using it, that's why you're not rich. They don't teach you this at school, obviously. That's why you're on this masterclass. That's why I teach this stuff, because I didn't learn this at school either. In fact, all I learned at school was how not to develop leverage. So I think what I learned was how not to get wealthy. And I had to unlearn that. Okay. So I want to teach you about the power of people, systems, and capital leverage. Okay. I want to do this really well, so I don't want to be under too much time pressure. We do have an hour, but I don't know. I just want to make sure this hits home. So I'm spending a little bit of time on it. The power of people, systems, and capital. Okay. This is actually how you build wealth, right? So there are 3 types of leverage. 1, people leverage. Okay. Can anyone tell me what I mean by that? People leverage. Francis said brutal. Is that me being brutal? Okay, Shannon, we're going to solve that for you on this. So you're going to be good. Okay.
People doing the work?
Yes, Sam, people doing the work. Not just you, but others. People leverage is the oldest leverage in the world. How do you think the king of Egypt in 3000 BC built the pyramids? You think they did it themselves? No. Thankfully, slavery is abolished. You do need permission from people these days. You can't just tell them what to do. You need to have permission. They need to want to do it with you. But it's not just you doing the work. So if you've got a family and you show your kids how to make the bed, you've got leverage. It's not you spending your time making the bed. And you can tell that I'm not a parent yet because I'm telling you that the kids go make beds, and that's very hard to do, as I imagine. Okay? But it's not just you doing the work. Okay? The next type of leverage is called systems leverage. Does anyone know what that means? Systems leverage. What do I mean by that? Yes, Josh, many hands make light work. People are your greatest asset. Yes. Friends, making money with friends. Team? Yes, teamwork. Okay, Daniel says creating systems to do the work. Give me an example. What do we do? What's a system? I'm using one right now if you want to. Right? Zoom. I'm getting my message out to more people in less time. That's leverage. Okay. You're leveraging this system to watch this and learn about money in your undies at bed at night with your cameras off. I know all your camera offerers are staying there in your jammies and your undies in bed. That's cool. You're using the system to learn. Okay. There's systems everywhere. We use this as a system. If you've ever used the Calendly booking software, Calendly, to book appointments with your friends, super effective, saves a ton of time. I use it all the time. I use Zoom all the time. We use social media all the time. We use all these wonderful software systems, okay, to actually do a lot of the heavy lifting for us. We're so lucky to live in 2022, okay? The 6 Ps, money box. Look at all these systems. Great. Online banking, you betcha. Okay, thank you. Systems leverage does the work for us. The third one is called capital leverage. Does anyone know what that means? Capital leverage.
Using your money to earn more money.
Yes, Jace. Love to see you. You got your yellow mentorship hat on there. Good to see. I can see it there. Capital leverage. Leveraging your money to go make more money. Okay. So check this out. The question I'm asking you right now is, where is your leverage? Think about it and answer the question in the chat if you like. Where is your leverage? Where are you getting people to do work for you and with you? Where are you getting your systems to do work for you, save you time? And where are you getting your money to do work for you? Yep, awesome. So Shannon's got capital leverage, but lacking systems and people leverage. Awesome comment, makes sense. Anastasia says her team. So people leverage is lacking there. You see how simple this is to identify where it's going wrong in your wealth journey right now is, where are the leverage points that I'm missing? Because when you've got people leverage, systems leverage, and capital leverage all working together, your wealth will accelerate and scale. But if you're missing leverage, it will not. The only way to scale it is to trade your time for it, which really is very hard because you burn out. You can't work more than 80 hours a week, 60 hours a week. You end up dying. I don't know. I don't want to die, right? So check this out. Most people have this is a boss, this yellow, this white smiley face here. That's a boss. This is your sad face. Give your boss time, boss pay you money. Give your boss time, boss pay you money. Okay? You're a time prostitute. That's okay. I was a time prostitute. Selling my time for the dollar. Right? You have a subscription business though. Right? You have a subscription business. Your subscription product is your time. The greatest commodity in history, your time on planet Earth. And your boss is buying it off you every month or every fortnight. Okay? It's a wonderful subscription business because it makes you money, but there's no leverage in it because you are the product. Does that make sense? If you're in a job, you are the product. Okay? How many hours a week do you think about the time when you're at work or you're at work? How often do you think about you doing something else? Do you ever think like, I wonder if I should be doing something else? Do you ever think about where you could be in the world, what you could be doing with your life? Do you ever think about that? Who thinks about that? Do you think it's a good use of your time? Rachel says always, all the time, Jay says. So how do we change this situation? I mean, you can, jobs, listen, I'm not beating up jobs. I think they serve a wonderful purpose and I'm grateful for them, so forth, okay? But it's not the end game. It's a stepping stone. But you can see from this experience here, there is no leverage in it. So if you look at some sort of side gig, something else, where there's you, smiley face, and people buy a product from you over and over again, you are not the product. Which means you don't have to give any of your time. You don't have to be there. Okay? It's a form of people and systems leverage in play. They're not buying you, they're buying product. Okay? Product businesses and side hustles are more effective for leveraged income than service-based businesses because service-based businesses need people to execute on it. But with a product-based business, it's executed on systems. Has anyone ever ordered HelloFresh to their house before? Pop in the chat, me, if you've ordered HelloFresh. Great. Has anyone from do you get constant phone calls and visits to your front door from people from HelloFresh? Delivering, how you going? What's happening? No, you don't. What do? You jump online, you order your stuff. Stuff gets delivered. They're employing people leverage to deliver the stuff to you, and they're employing systems leverage with the internet, their ordering system to get the products to you. That business is systemized. The owner of the business is not there at your house delivering the box. Make sense? Netflix. Who wish they owned Netflix? Reed Hastings, got a book under my desk here all about Reed Hastings, invented Netflix, started Netflix when he got too many late fees at Blockbuster. Bad move, Blockbuster. Creates a product and content, delivers it through a system online, and has a team to run the business, and he's not there. We take the content, we pay him. Make sense? We're the customers in that scenario. He's there, the smiley face guy at the bottom. That's Reed Hastings. Hello. He's happy because he doesn't have to trade his time for money. Am I making sense here? Is this clear? This is what you're looking for to make more money, okay, and create freedom. And then finally, over here on the very right, this is Shannon, okay, in the chat. Good example. Hello, I have money. I bought shares in real estate. I put my money to work. Money, listen, money doesn't grow, just so you know. Money doesn't grow. Assets grow. So when you put your money towards buying an asset like shares or real estate, the assets grow in value and produce more money. Okay, that's called capital leverage from investments. Okay. Does this make sense? This is an example of where the leverage points live in real life. Job, no leverage. Side hustle, people and systems. Investments, capital leverage, where your money is making money, okay, through asset acquisition. Okay, so where do you think wealth lives? You tell me. Where do you think it lives? Wealth, by the way, is when your money detaches from your time. It's when your money detaches from your time. So if you've got a situation where you're making money by not having to be there, you have wealth. Property, yes. Middle and right. Correct, Franny. The middle column and the right column. Excellent. Yes. The middle column and the right column. Yeah. Just so everyone knows, we make more cash flow from the middle column than the right column. Everyone thinks, because I talk about investing so much, that we make all of our money from our investments. The income we make from the middle is like, makes the right one look like absolute, like nothing, just so you know. We've secured all of our freedom from the middle one. The middle one. Not the one on the right that everyone wants. Yes, we make cash flow and income and passive income from that. But the middle one is the juice, let me tell you. Okay. We make 7 to 8 times more income from the middle one than the right one. Maybe more actually now. It's more like maybe 15 times. I don't know. It's a lot. So where your focus goes will be very important from here. So if I'm telling you this from someone who has investments in shares, right, has a great portfolio, has no debt, has spent 7 years as a property investment planner and in development in the Middle East around property, and I'm a property lawyer, I understand property, okay? But I'm trying to explain to you that the investment side is not where it lives initially. Yes, later for sure. Do you know what too many people try and do? Deborah's got a freaking bingo. You know what people do? They're in their job and they go directly to the investment column. Guys, you need $2 million clear debt in your property, $2 million in your share portfolio in an index fund to generate 100 grand a year in passive income. You need 2 million clear equity. Do you know how long that would take? $2 million invested in real estate and shares with no debt on it. How long would that take you? That would produce 100,000 a year for you. Long time. We developed the middle one together, Alicia and I, within 3 years at 100,000 a year income. Does that make sense? What do we do with the income? I'm going to talk to you about that in a second, but I wanted to make this very clear. When it comes to leverage, people and systems leverage is the juice. Capital leverage comes later, and it's where wealth can just drastically grow. I mean, Warren Buffett's made most of his money after the age of 65. We'll end up making a lot from that, but in the beginning stages, it's not going to get you to where you want to go. Okay? I'm being pretty pedantic. All right. There you go. Shannon, I tried it again. Awesome. Too long. Okay, so here's what most people do. Get job. That's okay. Pay bills. No leverage. No leverage. There's no leverage in a job, and there's no leverage using all your money to pay bills. What is this called? Does anyone know what this is called? Where you have a job, you trade your time for money, you take all your money, and you pay it all in bills, and you have nothing to show for it. Yes, Josh. Bingo. It's called the rat race because you never get off it. Trade time for money at your job, take the money, pay it all to other people. Dead end. Well, let me ask you this. Those in a job currently, do you have mobility? Can you tomorrow decide to jump on a plane and go to Thailand?
Definitely
If you
not.
can, do you have buying power? Meaning, can you do it flying first class? Can you do it staying in a nice hotel there? Do you have to ask permission? Isn't that interesting that we're on planet Earth here, this Earth that we own as human beings, basically, you know, it's our Earth together, and we have to ask permission to go places? Bizarre, isn't it? That's the economy we live in, okay? So most people are in this get job, pay bills, get job, pay bills, get job, pay bills, right? See my dad on. It's good to see him on. He's having trouble with the internet. Love seeing my dad jump on. It's cool. Not vaccinated. Okay. Job, pay bills. All right. Here's the thing. Okay. That's called the rat race. What if you had some sort of side hustle where you had people and systems leverage working for you, so you didn't have to leave your job, incidentally? Most people have this, they make the mistake thinking they have to leave their job immediately to go make money elsewhere in a business. That is incorrect. We didn't do that, and I wouldn't even encourage it because it's a really dumb financial decision to make. Let me repeat that. It's a dumb financial decision to jump out of your job into a business full time if you haven't got any experience or skills or even an asset. Dumb. Don't do that. You'll wind up back at a job and your tail between your legs. Probably a lot of credit card debt. So you start a side hustle with people leverage and systems leverage, and then you take some of that and you park it into investments to generate capital leverage. So think about this for a second. What if you could generate some extra money on the side using people and systems leverage and use that to then put it into capital leverage? This is called the wealth loop. Write that down. The wealth loop. A lot of people are playing games in the wrong area and they don't have a plan to follow. They don't have it in their head. Okay. I talk about this in my first book, Money Grows on Trees. This is the 3-part income plan where you keep your job, you develop a side hustle, okay, because that's extra money. Money you don't have now. Money you don't have now. This is extra money. You're going to make extra money, okay, using people and systems leverage. And then you can put some into scaling your assets over time if you want to, okay? But it means you've got 3 incomes. What are the 3 incomes? Job, pays the bills. Side hustle, makes the profits. Puts it in investments that makes the passive income. Am I making sense? It's very simple, okay? Pop in the chat if I'm making sense. I don't know if people are quiet in the chat. I'm not sure. Okay. Yes. Thanks, Shannon. Awesome. Makes sense. Thank you. Okay. So the question is, I know what you're thinking, Lloyd. Okay. And I am going to talk to you about something at the end. So for those of you who say, where's the pitch? When's it coming? It's coming. Right? Don't you worry about that. Because just learning is not enough, by the way. And if you want to leave the Zoom, I could care less because I want to teach you and give you the strategies that we have followed so that you can do the same. Okay. People ask me why I do what I do because I love teaching. I love doing this. I love showing other people because I really wanted it for myself when I was younger. I was like, God, let me get out of this goddamn rat race. So now I want to show you how to do the same thing. Okay. So what you're probably thinking to yourself, what type of side hustle is Lloyd talking about when he talks about people and systems leverage? Okay. So I want to talk to you about this. I want to talk to you how to create people and systems leverage. Okay. So these are the I guess you could call it the options out there that are available to people to generate some sort of online side income. Okay. Affiliate marketing, e-commerce, Amazon, which is kind of e-commerce, digital courses, books, coaching, YouTube, influencing, podcasting, MLM, direct sales, right? But for a lot of these, the reason why a lot of them don't work is because they can't scale. And the reason they can't scale is because they have no leverage. What do I mean by that? Does anyone know? Pop in the chat. What do I mean by they have no leverage? What do I mean? Yeah, you got to do it all yourself. You got to create the product. It will raise money, bring on a partner. You got to handle the returns. You got to pay for ads. You got to build the product, pay for ads. You've got to do all the administration of it. You got to take risk because usually those types of businesses require capital investment that's very drastic. Okay, 30,000 probably, I would say. Only speaking from experience. You got to then hire people. Okay, train your people. You got to do all the shipping. Okay, you got to hire a sales team. Do all the legal work, negotiate suppliers, build a system. You got to build your selling system. Okay. And why that's challenging is because if you're already in your job, how do you find the time? Who's time strapped? Be honest. Where the heck the flip do you find the time? right? To do that, it would take a lot of time. It does take a lot of time, in fact, right? So there's no leverage in it. That's the trick, okay? So what type of side hustle allows you to generate leverage, scalability without a full-time effort? So for example, being able to earn a full-time income with a part-time effort, okay? So being able to make money without being a full-time business, okay? So here is one that does it, okay? It's a side hustle where products are provided. Now, I'll talk about this in a second. They have to be consumable, because if you look at Netflix, it's a successful business. In fact, most businesses now that are successful are subscription-based. Apple is the same, okay? Who gets that $14.95 flipping Apple storage bill every month? So it has to be a consumable product. The shipping is done for you, leverage. The technology is provided, leverage. Okay, what else is leveraged? Teamwork, so there's people leverage. The compensation's automated, so you don't have to send invoices and chase payments. And there's a marketing system. By that I mean there's a sales funnel, there's a sales video, there's a sales process that's in place, so you don't have to do sales calls on the phone. Makes sense? Like, this is a leveraged side hustle, okay? Leveraged. So it prevents you having to do a lot of work that you don't have time for, but it still allows you to make income. But not just income, because you don't have to do any of that stuff, there's no overheads. So you basically, when you do earn money, it's largely profits. Because if you're in your job, what you want to be making is not extra income, you want to be making extra profits. Because profits are your free cash you have to then invest or buy stuff or whatever it might be, okay? God, like, if anyone on this call has ever made income from this particular, profits from this particular side hustle, did you know that it's profits? God, that's so amazing, right? Okay. So you notice I've got here in the red, consumable. I explain why that's important, because you need to have it recurring. Like, Netflix is great because I keep watching the content and I keep paying them $20 a month. Does that make sense? It has to be consumable. That's why you can't like just sell one thing. You got to have a customer that rebuys. Teamwork means you have to have word of mouth working for you to get scalability in the message without having to pay for advertising. That's really important. Your customers become your best advertisers. And you have to have a simple system, as I said, in place that you don't have to do any sales on the phone, particularly if you are no good at sales, okay? Which, by the way, 99% of people are not good at. So why would you bother getting into something where you had to really become good at selling on the phone for an hour, okay? Am I making sense? This is actually leverage. The only type of business model that does these things that I'm aware of, that I have actually generated over $1 million USD in profits myself personally with Alicia, working just from our phone, is one of network marketing. But I caveat this. Not all network marketing, okay? There's some out there that suck. Straight up. I told you I was going to be honest. They just suck. You have to develop or have one that's effective. And these boxes here show ones that are effective. So be careful. Not all of them are good, okay? Not all of them are good, all right? There's a lot of companies out there. So check this out. For those of you who don't know what it is, I'm going to show you. Here's how it works. There's you, okay? You utilize a product. You like it, hopefully. You get a result. It solves a problem for you. You share your story to an audience. That product helps them solve a problem too. They pay for the product upon which you make profits. And that continues to happen so long as the product continues to solve their problem for them over and over again. Okay? Does that make sense? Pop in the chat if it doesn't make sense. Okay? Great. Now, I want to make sure that you guys understand this. This doesn't mean you've got to how can I say, doesn't mean you got to call up and go door knocking and start pressure selling people into a product you don't love. Stop that. That's 1994 business. Can we just forget about that? We're in 2022. So now what it looks like in 2022 is these people on the right here, they're people you don't know. They're people on social media who are seeking to solve a problem with the product that you happen to like yourself. You do certain things, they come to you, okay? They buy. Let me just rephrase that. You don't sell, they buy. There's a big difference. You position them to be able to make a nice, simple buying decision based on a story of you solving a problem, okay? As a result, when many of them buy, you make money. Guys, this is how business works. This is how Netflix works. This is how all businesses work. It's not some fandangle thing. It's been around flipping eons, okay? Except the original product, I think, was sex. That's the oldest business in the world, okay? It's right, same premise, subscription, okay? No one sold Dan Netflix. He bought it because he helped him solve a problem. This is not much more complicated than this. The difference between this and traditional way of doing it is you have to develop the product yourself. You have to do flipping advertising. You got to, all that stuff I spoke about. But the beauty of this is you don't have to do any of that. It's available to you. So when someone buys, you make profits. Okay. That's going to give you financial choice because you can have actually more money. Okay. But you can do it in your spare time because it doesn't take you all that time to do those things. Okay, I think you probably get the point, right? Now, this is called subscription income. It's a subscription. These people on the right are subscribing to a solution continuously. The solution, whatever the solution is. In Netflix, it's like, I don't want to watch flipping boring TV on Channel 7 in the news. I want to watch what I want to watch. It helps them solve a problem. So I'm happy to pay $20 a month to help solve the problem every month. You have to have a consumable product that they rebuy every month. And it has to solve a problem. Because if it doesn't, they ain't going to buy it and they're not going to rebuy it. And if it doesn't work, they're not going to share it or tell anyone about it. Okay? Listen, guys, subscription businesses are now the best in the world. How do I know that? Because Apple moved into a subscription business and Warren Buffett says only recently it's the best business he's ever seen in his life. It's a subscription business. So why aren't we looking for subscription businesses out there to start? What are we doing? Okay? This is systems and people leverage, okay? So how much can you make would be the question I'd be asking myself if I was on the other side of the Zoom, okay? How much can you make? I told you what we've been able to make. It's not about me, though. So I'm going to ask, just if you happen to be on this and you've done this before, you have one of these systems, these types of side hustles, just pop in the chat your highest week that you've been able to earn. And of course, it varies because we're dealing with customers who order and then don't reorder and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So 500 Marilyn, Daniel's earned up to 3,000 in a week. Big Boss Babes, who's that? 1,900, 1,600, 2,000. A few people that are doing this. All right. There's a lot of people who've taught how to do this on here. Great. Well, it's good to see all you legends. Pascal, 600. Oh, Sam, 1,900. Awesome. Now, remember, that's not every week, so don't freak out. Just to caveat that. Okay, awesome. And Nook, 212. Okay, that's how much you can make. Okay, you do the numbers, do the sums. All right. But what if you could just earn $500 a week? 300. Do you know $300? How much is $300 a year as a pay rise? If you were to earn $300 a week, how much is that per year? Does anyone know? 15 grand. Now pop in the chat. When was the last time your boss gave you a $15,000 pay rise? Never, never, never. 2 years ago, Shannon. Never, never. I think I'm just mentioning this because I think people turn their nose up at $300 a week. Truthfully, particularly here in Australia, I think we've been so blessed with, living in one of the wealthiest countries in the world. $300 a week, okay? What if it was just that? What would you do with the extra money? Pop in the chat. What would you do with the extra money? 15 grand a year pay rise. What would you do with it? Mortgage repayments, invest, pay home off, pay off debt and travel, pay shares, pay invest, save it. Mostly invest in holiday. Okay. Okay. So you would pay off bills, pay debts, pay off credit cards. You probably pay for some petrol. 15 grand pay rise might give you half a tank. Okay. Pay your mortgage. And travel. Okay. I might add that I didn't mention this on the other slide, but there's this box here that says free trips. I just want to mention this because depending on what side hustle you choose will dictate whether you can travel for free or not too. But I think it's important to point out we've won over 20 international free trips free of charge. We don't pay for our travel. There's some pictures of Alicia all over the world. So if you want to travel, you got to pick the right side hustle too. It's not just about making profits. It's about making profits in such a way that gives you subscription recurring income that generates some level of freedom and choice, but then also gives you the opportunity to travel all over the world. Okay. Is that good? That's what I think is an effective side hustle. Okay. Making fun memories. So check it out, right? This is how to get ahead. I repeat, this is how you get ahead. Because people are, how do I get ahead? I can't get ahead. Can't get ahead. Okay. You stay in your job and you pay the bills. I don't want you to change that. All right. Stay in your job, stay in the rat race for now, just for now. But use some of your spare time to develop the side hustle. Okay. This model, profits. And then take some of the profits and start developing capital leverage. So you can begin to put in place what's called the wealth loop. Okay. So once you nail the side hustle and you've got an extra $300 a week, the 15 grand a year pay rise. And remember, you saw the chat, you can earn a lot more than that, obviously, but I just prefer you to $300 a week, right? What's that going to do for you if you can invest it? We're going to do a Q&A at the end of this, guys. So if you've got questions, I'm going to stick around and answer them for you, right? We're going to leave nothing unturned here. This is important. The investment, okay? How to create capital leverage. So this extra money you're making, what are you going to do with it? For sure, you can pay off your debts. For sure, you can travel. I'm not going to take that away from you. You want to buy a new car? Go for it. It's up to you. Sensibly, to create a wealth loop, though, you want to create some capital leverage, okay? So you have some options. You take the money, you can buy real estate, okay? The challenge with real estate is what? Right now in 2022, the greatest challenge with real estate. The high cost of entry. Yes. Sure, interest rates can be a factor, particularly if you're taking a lot of debt. But typically, if you don't have a $100,000 deposit right now with pricing, I'm not saying it's always the way, but it is financially difficult to have your deposit. So if you don't have that, it's not an option, right? So what do you look for elsewhere? You say, well, I can probably get into shares because I can start with as little as, a few $100. So that makes more sense. So you get into individual shares. But what's the problem with buying individual shares, individual companies? Does anyone know? What's the risk there? Well, if you had to put all your income, your extra side hustle money income, if you had to put it into Virgin Blue in 2019, where is all your money now? Gone. It's gone. Yeah, so the risk is the company goes broke. Okay. So what if there was a way where you could actually buy lots of little companies in a basket of stocks? That makes a bit of sense. And what if it was so simple to get into, you could actually just do it for a few $100s? Okay. Start you off building your capital leverage. Okay. Jay says a box of favorites. Okay. Box of favorite stocks. Okay. It's commonly known as an index fund. Very accessible in 2022 to take your side hustle money and put it into an index fund. Okay. So here's what happens. An index fund works like this. It's a group of companies, remember? It's not just this weird thing that your money goes and just grows. I always say that with people when they talk about superannuation, they go, oh, my super. I'm like, do you know where your super is invested? And it's like the eyes glaze over. I thought super was just this thing of money that just comes to me when I turn 65. People don't realize that their superannuation money, that's your money, 10% you give to the super fund manager, they charge you fees and they put it into, you guessed it, shares. So those who are afraid of investing in shares and index funds and stuff like that, guess what? 10% of your entire earnings over your entire life is invested right there. So you're already investing in shares. Congratulations. That's awesome. It is important to have that, right? But just so you know, that's where it's invested for most part. I'll give you a challenge you. Go and find out where your superannuation is actually invested. It's not just a pool of money. The money goes into buying assets. Assets are businesses, real estate, bonds, which is lending experience. They're the main core assets that a superannuation fund will actually buy for you, just so you know. Okay, so, but your side hustle profits, you can develop your own little super fund, okay? Your own little super fund. And how it works is this: you put a little bit of money in. In fact, you stand at the top of a big hill and you get some really wet snow, which is your profits from your side hustle, okay? And you roll it down the hill. Basically, you put it in there and you keep adding to it over time, okay? So let's say you decided to develop a side hustle with a network marketing model and you put some effort into it. You develop the income to even $500 a week and you invested it into an index fund. And you had some time to do that, okay? What do you think would happen? It would grow. Your assets would grow because businesses would be worth a lot more in 20 and 30 years than they are now. Remember, your assets grow, your money doesn't. So if you're investing into assets, be it real estate or shares, they're going to grow over time. It doesn't grow when you put it in crypto. It doesn't grow when you put it in novelty stuff. It doesn't grow when you're trying to trade FX or do binary options from some random on Instagram that's messaged you. It doesn't grow if you're putting it into a gifting circle or a Ponzi scheme or something like that. It doesn't do that. Assets grow. Okay, so how much do they grow by? How long would it take to become a millionaire? That's the question. How long would it take? Who would like to see how long it would take? Great. Awesome. I'm going to show you anyway. Not on this screen. I'm going to go here to the interweb. Wonderful system, the internet. I'm going to use this system again, systems leverage. You can do this to, anytime you want as well. You can just go to Google and you just type in compound interest calculator. And the top here, click on the top one. You're going to start off with $0 because we're going to pretend we're all broke. And you're going to put in $500 a week, which is $2,000 a month. Make sense? Remember, you're going to develop side hustle income, which is profits at $500 a week, which is $2,000 a month. And you're putting into an index fund for 25 years at about 9%. What happens? It turns into $2 million. Okay. Now, if we go to 18 years, it's just shy of $1 million. So if you want to be a millionaire, start a side hustle, develop $500 a week in profits, put it in an index fund and be bloody patient for 18 years and you'll get there. But I'm not finished. What if you decide to get after it, skill up, commit, show discipline, actually do the work, and you're like some of the people on the call who've put those big paychecks in there? What if you got it to $1,000 a week? We did this after a couple of years. We had it at $1,000 a week. What happens then? 25 years time, it's worth $4 million. 12 years time, just shy of $1 million. And people wonder how it took us 12 years to become millionaires, which is a net worth of $1 million, without property, without debt. We didn't do it in those traditional ways. We started a side hustle together while we were in our jobs. We developed that money and we put it into an index fund and we scaled it. Make sense? Took us about 12 years. Okay. If you get that higher and you get it to 10,000 a month and you carve off even half of it, let's say, a month, it's less. It's 9 years. But even if you did it over 30 years, you can turn that into $8 million. This is the beauty of compound interest. at this point, your money, which is here, this is you trading your time, this is your money. This is the money that your money made for you. This is the growth. That's the compound effect. The eighth wonder of the world. Look at this. You put in 1.8 million over your career, but your money put in 6 million, giving you 8. Does that make sense? This is compound interest, guys. But it doesn't work if you don't put the money in it, of course. Does this work for mortgages? Yes. If you put an extra 15,000 a year into your mortgage for $300 a week, what do you think happens to your mortgage? If you put in 5,000 a month into your mortgage, what happens to your mortgage? You pay your house off in 10 years instead of 30. Reverse compounding works the same as regular compounding. If you have a mortgage, you are someone else's money tree. You're allowed not to be that if you want to, but you have to know how to make extra money. People are like, how do I eliminate my mortgage? I've refinanced, I've done all that, Mike. How about a side hustle, $500 a week, put into your mortgage, pay it off. Make sense? They go, yes, but how do I do it? That's the question. How do I do it? How do I do it? Right? Can everyone see my screen? Have I got the presentation back up? Give me a thumbs up. Yep, Cole, I can see you there, mate. Good to see you. So that's how long it takes. That's an actual example there. I used that calculator in calculating how long it was going to take us to hit 7 figures. So if you stay in your job and pay your bills and you start a side hustle with people, systems, leverage, and put some money into investments to create capital leverage, you have all 3 leverages. You're developing income with people using good systems so you can do it in your spare time, and you're putting that money to work so it grows through assets. You have all 3. You also have 3 incomes. You have your active income from your job, you have your side hustle income, and you will have passive income from your shares or property portfolio, whatever you decide. You will have 3 incomes. We've had 3 incomes for about 10 years. Who would like 3 incomes? Pop in the chat. Who wants 3 incomes instead of 1? Truthfully. Come on. I would. I wish someone had come across my desk like this and showed me this when I was younger, or even flipping any time. All right. Okay. So I'm making sense. But here's the thing. Yes, this is the wealth loop. That's how it works. Where do people struggle with this the most, do you think? Pop in the chat. We'll be honest with each other. Come on, where do we struggle here? It's not in buying shares, honestly. Come on. You know, easiest to buy an index fund with like the Raise app or something, you're done. It takes 15 minutes to set that up. Yes, getting the spare cash. The side hustle, the right one, fear, changing habits, discipline, working out the hustle. You guys got it. That's right. Selling and marketing. Yeah. You're so true, Cole. We were having this chat this week. Scared to start. Hey, awesome, Nash. Fear. Yeah. Losing friends. Well, if you lost them, they weren't friends to start with. But yeah. You know what? Just for someone, I want to give you guys a bit of value before I finish up here and do some Q&A. Whenever you do lose a friend, and you don't actually lose them, you just move circles and you start hanging out with other people. Just so you know, that actually serves them too. It doesn't just serve you, it serves them. I'll give you an example. If you've got a buddy who loves drinking and going to the pub and stuff like that, loves to have a gamble, whatever, right? And it's behavior that you're not wanting to do anymore because you're looking to live a juicier life because you want to develop something big, okay? That's okay. When you leave that circle, guess what? You open up a spot for someone else to go in there that wants to do that with them too. You open up a place where someone can go in there and drink and gamble with them and have a fun life. That's okay. You don't want to judge people that want to do that. I've got friends that do that and I still love them. And they probably hopefully still love me. But that's just how they want to live their life. But when you move up to a different level, you're also coming into engagement with someone who wants to be around people like you too. So we all find our level, okay? I went to a party recently where I discovered this. I walked into this party and they're all drinking and gambling and it's just like it's just not my scene. But I had this kind of like feeling of I don't know, like gratitude or happiness for the other person whose party it was. Because I had a big photo with all their friends around them. And I thought, isn't it cool that they've found their tribe? Like, that's great. Like, if you're in life and you've got this wonderful circle of people around you that have the same values as you, beliefs and habits, that's who you want to hang around. So do your friends a favor and don't, like, leave the circle. Open up a spot for them to find someone that does want to do those things with them. So I don't think you can ever actually lose friends, guys. I think it's just a paradigm. Okay. All right. So people struggle with the side hustle 100%. Okay. They do. That's why I've got it in red. That's why I outlined it in red. And there's a big arrow there, blue arrow, just in case we didn't get that answer, but it's there. Okay. So if you don't have the right side hustle and you can't produce the profits, you can't do the investments, which means you can't develop the wealth loop, which means you are going to be largely stuck in a rat race. Now, if you want to be stuck there, totally fine. If you're happy there, great. But if you're not, there is a way out. You can do that, okay? So let me ask you a question. Do you want to learn how? Would you like to learn how? People ask me what's the best index fund. That's not what this masterclass is about. If you want to know the best index fund, it's in my book, Money Grows on Trees. Go to moneygrowsontreesbook.com. It's in the back section. I even name it. Hopefully that solves that problem. Yes, who wants to listen? Everyone asks me about index fund. Do you understand? It doesn't flip a matter about the index fund. If you have no money, it ain't gonna flip a matter. It doesn't matter. Unless you have does this make sense? You're not gonna get ahead on an index fund if you have no flipping spare cash. I don't know if I'm making sense. I just want to shake the computer. Well, guys, the secret is in the middle column. It's in the systems and people there. It's in the side hustle. It's not in the index fund yet. That's later. Okay. So who wants to learn? Just pop in learn if you want to learn, because I've got something really special I'm going to share with you. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to get involved in it, but then I'm going to do some Q&A through the chat so that I don't leave any stone unturned here. And I'm talking any questions on the table, guys. I could care less what it is. Okay. Excellent. You want to learn. If you don't want to learn, you can tune out of the Zoom. Cool. No, we can part as friends. All good. Okay. Great. Okay. So here's what we've done. We've planned this for the next 7 weeks. Starts in a week, but it's for 7 weeks. Before I show you what it is, I want to explain why we've planned it and then we developed it. Because we know people can't find the right side hustle. That's obvious. What else is obvious is if they do, we know very well that they probably don't have the right skills yet to earn the money from it. In 2022, you've got to learn how to develop networks online you've got to use social media. Yeah, in business in general. My dad's on the call here. He'll tell you straight up, without social media, his property business from the 90s, it would be dead without social media. Dead. So it's not just certain types of business needs. So all businesses and all people, you try and get a job without having a LinkedIn profile right now. It's going to be tough. You need to understand. If you don't understand social media, you're going to be bloody illiterate and you're never going to be able to make money. If you don't understand technology, same thing. Okay. So the reason we develop this is because we know people don't have the skills. We know they don't have the technology skills. We know they don't know how to post. We know they don't know how to advertise. We know they don't know how to sell. We know that. You're not supposed to know. Okay. But if you're going to make money, you've got to learn these skills in a nice environment and supportive environment from people that know how to do it, that care about your results, who have had the results, not just teaching you stuff on a whim, you paying them money for nothing. They have to walk the path. Okay. So understanding all those concepts we've learned over the last, say, 9 years of developing this side hustle, we've put together something to help you, because if you do want to get that side hustle extra to then put into some sort of index fund or pay it, whatever you want to do with the money. Okay. Then this is what we've prepared. Okay. It's called Side Hustle School. And it's for people who want to actually do this. All right. So you can take a screenshot of this if you want to, totally fine. But here, let me explain what it involves. Okay. Very important. The first thing that it involves is number one, you get the product. It gets shipped to your house. It's a physical product and it's consumable. You eat it. Okay. It helps you get healthy and look fit. And I've been using it for years. I've won bodybuilding comps with it. It's amazing, right? So you get this product, you get to try it out. That's the product you're going to market. That's the one that people are going to buy from you. But also, you don't just get that, because then when it rocks up, you're like, what the heck do I do with this? I have no skill. Like, what am I supposed to do? So Side Hustle School is not just that. It's actually, we're going to teach you and show you how to effectively market that nice and elegantly, without annoying friends and family, without being a dick, without being all weird, okay? Without cold calling, without door knocking, no gross networking events, no pressure selling KPIs, no locking contracts, and especially no dickheads. We don't let them in, okay? So if you're one of them, which you're not, because you're on this call, you just can't come in, okay? So you get the product, you get the automated drop shipping system to 23 countries in the world. It's just, if they order, it goes on their doorstep in 3 days. You don't have to do a damn thing, okay? You get the automated sales system. This is for people who hate selling. If you don't like selling, then this is why we have developed this over years, because we realize that, you know, especially if you're a mum, you got 4 or 5 kids, or you don't have time to get on phone calls. So there's an automated selling system. If you want to see it in action, you're going to be able to do it yourself at the end of this. So stand by, right? Copy and paste scripts, so you know what to say that's effective, so you don't come across as some random like weirdo that doesn't know what to say, because it is important about what you say. You get guides on how to generate free leads. My wife Alicia's involved. She runs social media school. You're going to get best social media training largely in the world. I think I'm biased. You're going to get 7 weeks of live coaching from us. So I coach people in finance and lots of other things in life, but this is specifically for the side hustle. Okay. You're going to get the live training with us, so training and Q&A with us and potentially other millionaire friends of ours who have done this. Chat group community, so we can develop a nice community, have fun as while we're learning. And at the end of 30 days, if you don't like it, okay, listen, if you don't like, send it back and get a refund, okay? The cost of it is around about, it depends what pack you start on, it's between $450 to $660, okay? $660, like $400 to $600 roughly, depending what you start on, okay? That's the cost. It's pretty amazing, right? Probably 4,000 worth value you get for $400, $600, depending what pack you start on, okay? Now, here's the thing. If you start, we're also going to give you the copy and paste social media guide to get you used to posting. I want to explain why this is important, because if we're going to help you develop this side hustle, I know that you don't know how to post. I get all this stuff. We know this. So we're going to give you some stuff to help you. And the Facebook community is there. We're going to jump in it. It's going to be called Side Hustle School. We have a lot of fun. I'm going to slide over here. We show you how much we have a lot of flipping fun. Okay. And you get access to live events. So if you want to start this Side Hustle School and jump in with us and do this, the enrollments close on the 30th of October. So we have a week. You have a week to register. Okay. Because it kicks off, I think it's the 31st of October, the Monday night we kick off. Like, it's coming up. We're going to do it. It's going to be awesome, right? You're going to see it. You're going to see it in my stories. You're going to see it on, so it's going to happen, right? With or without you, it's going to happen. So hopefully a lot of you come in. So if you're already in and you're already doing this, just pop in the chat. If you're already in, or if you're going to join in, just put in. Great. We have a lot coming in. Okay, great. Awesome. So you're going to be in good company. So those who have already got the product, you don't have to pay anything. You just come in. But if you don't have the product, that's what you pay for, and you get all this stuff for free. So you get pretty much, if you buy the product, you get all the other stuff for free, okay? Now, just understand this. If you don't learn these skills with this particular product, I doubt you'd be successful at any other business, because these elements we're going to teach you are principles. It's principles that I have used with my dad in his property business. These are principles that are used in other businesses we have. These are principles that are used by everyone around the world in business. So if you come into this, you're going to learn real world skills that are going to help you be better even in your job, better in your household, whatever it is, you're going to get skills, okay? But if you can't learn it here, you're going to have to learn it elsewhere, and it's going to cost about 10 times more minimum, even probably more than that, because you're going to have to do it yourself and might cost you 50 grand, okay? Great. So for those who wanted to start and join, here's what you have to do, okay? You just go to rediscoveryou.info. That's www.rediscoveryou.info. Probably ideal to actually take a screenshot of this, because someone will ask me, oh, Alicia put it in the chat. She put it in the chat, the link. So if you click on that link, again, there's the link. There's the link. There's the link. The reason I'm saying this, because I've been on this, I've been running masterclass and Zooms a long time. someone will always ask me, where do I go? There it is, www.rediscoveryou.info. Okay. Remember, this is part of a bigger money journey. If you want to invest in assets and shares and property and you don't have any money, you need a side hustle. If you want to travel more and have flexibility and leave your job, you need a side hustle. It has to be the right one because it has to be leveraged. This is a greater money plan here. This is 3 incomes. This is leverage at work. This is not just a gimmick. Great. So if you click on that link, here's what's going to happen. Number 1, you just do a little health check. Okay. No, we're not going to share your data. Relax. Don't freak out. Watch an 11-minute video from me, you poor souls. Okay. 11 minutes. That's it. 11 minutes of your time. Could you take 11 minutes out of your day to potentially take the next 11 years off? Then select the starter pack. That's where you pay. So when you select the starter pack, you can screenshot it and send it to the person who added you to or sent you to this Zoom. Okay. And you begin. That's all you have to do to start the side hustle and qualify to be in side hustle school and spend 7 weeks with us, learning the ins and outs of how to build this thing, generate income, grow, and create some profits for your investments or pay off debt or travel more. This is all you need to do. Okay. We can't make it any simpler. All right. This is all we're going to do. So there it is again. That's what you're going to get. Once you start, you're going to jump into this. Well, once you start, we'll notice we've got a big report that says who started, who enrolled, and we're going to manage this and get you in the right Telegram chat. We're going to get you in the Facebook group. We're going to do a call on the Monday, get everyone excited, and then we're going to begin. Okay. So don't worry, just start and you'll be in good hands. Okay. Remember, if you don't like it after 30 days, you can get a refund. So I don't think there's any risk. This is a good chance to really probably level up here. Who am I kidding myself? It's a flipping amazing chance to level up. Kick your asses in there if you want to flip and change your money game. Come on, right? This is probably your chance. So in the green box is what you're going to get. The red box here is when it finishes. So you have to actually enroll before then. Okay. This is being replayed in our Side Hustle Secret Facebook group. So anyone watching the replay, same for you guys. If you don't get in before the 30th, it's too late. I don't know when the next one we're going to run. Okay, so if you want to jump into Side Hustle School, go for it. This is just to show you the fun that we have. Here's one of the calls we did last night. This is our team in real life in Sydney. This is us in Orlando 2 months ago in America. This is us on the stairs at the Brisbane Exhibition Centre 2-3 years ago. We've been doing this a long time. We want to teach you. We don't want you to be in the wrong vehicle, and we don't want you to be tied up with the wrong type of side hustle with the wrong training. We want to give you the correct stuff to start with to help you. All right. The greatest obstacle I face when I'm teaching and coaching people in the money space and financial space is they don't have enough money to invest. That's the one obstacle that pops up a lot. So I don't want that to be you. So here's your chance. This is why we're running this. If that makes sense, go for it. www.rediscoveryou.info. This seems pretty simple, doesn't it? Click on the link and off you go. All right. So with that said, let's do some Q&A. If you want to jump off, jump off. If you want to do some quick Q&A, we can do some Q&A. Anyone have any questions? Pop them in the chat. Are there limited positions? I wish there were, because then we could say there are limited positions and then we'll create urgency and it will probably make you move faster. But I've got to be honest with you, we don't. We have unlimited positions because it's scalable, guys. Like if we had limited positions, it would mean that we don't have a scalable model. You know what I mean? So I can't lie. We don't have it. I'd love it if everyone joined, but yeah. But you have to, there is a date. So there is some urgency. If you don't get in before the 30th, I don't know if we'll ever, it could be another year before you get a chance like this. Sure, the last time we went was probably 8 months ago, so it's almost a year. The calls are on Monday nights. We'll be on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Queensland time, but they'll be recorded and live in the Facebook, in the actual dedicated Facebook group. Yeah. What's the product? So Ashley, if you go to Rediscover You, can you pop it in the chat again, Alicia? Yeah, perfect, thanks. If you click on that link, it takes you through, and the 11-minute video is me explaining the product, okay? So you see what it is, you see how much you start, and it costs money, and then you get all the other stuff on top, okay? But can I just, Kate, I just want a word of warning. try and zoom out here, guys. It would be very easy to watch that video and go, nah, I don't know, it's not my thing. You watch your mind, you'll go, oh, you'll just go into this flippant automation mode. Be open. Think to yourself, okay, I can try it for 30 days. If it sucks, send it back. Okay. But you're not going to get rich if you don't flip and take a risk in your life. Christ, like you've got to just try stuff. You got to try stuff. You got to break things. It's never going to be perfect. So I would suggest challenge yourself, go in. I need to watch the 11-minute video to find out the product. Yeah. Simple, right? You'll find it out pretty fast. Oh dear. What's oh dear about that, Ashley? Is that bad or good? 11 mins. You get a picture, but there's a system that you'll learn about inside Hustle School, and it's why it is the way it is. Okay. You're just going to have to put some belief into us that we know what we're doing. All right. I don't want to bring out all the flipping checks and stuff and showing bank account. You just got to have some belief that you're in good hands. Red flag. There you go. Okay, fine. Not open to it. Okay, great. Doesn't even watch the video. Like, how are you going to... I hope this is it's pretty real and raw what I'm talking about right here. This happens all the time to people. They make a quick decision before they even go and look at it. Okay. Shame. Any other questions besides I have to watch an 11-minute video? I had said no at first. Yep, it's my thought. Yeah, Pascal. Any other questions? No questions at all? You'll probably get a lot of them. How long do you think people see results? So glad I watched that video. How long to replace your income? It varies person to person. So like for us, it took us about 4 years to make 180 grand a year. But it takes some people like 3 to 4 years to make 100, sometimes 3 to 4 years to make 50 grand a year. Some people make 25 grand a year. It depends. Because I can't determine your activity levels. Like if you sit in bed all day long and watch Netflix and don't get into action to build your business or your side hustle, you're not going to make any money. It's pretty obvious, right? How long after receiving your products does it take to see your first dollar? Actually, Nash, you can do it within, like if you really wanted to. I've had people, has anyone earned within their first 2 weeks before? Yeah, a couple hands up. So that's a possibility. First 2 weeks you could earn profits, truthfully. But within your first 30 days, you could, yes. For me personally, it was like 70 days because I was crap. So if you're crap like me, it might take you 70 days. Okay. You can use these skills for other areas. Yeah, totally, man. Like without these skills we learned here that we're going to teach you, I don't know if, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what, I don't know where I'd be, Some of the things I said, we implemented in my dad's property business. And he may not have that either. Like these are real world skills. It took 50 days for Naomi. Awesome. Oh, 20K in your first 12 months. Big boss papes. Alicia, is there any other questions that I've missed? Because I want to make sure I nail every question here for everyone. That's it? No other questions? Before we get more.
I think there was just one. How long will it take for people to see results? But I think you answered that.
Oh, in the getting money? Or the actual
search results. So maybe both, maybe money and with the products.
So it takes about, everyone's different. It takes definitely 30 days usually for people to see results in the product and they just get all ravey about it and they go crazy. That's what happened to me. I was like, oh my God, I lost my beer bill. I can't believe it. I'm going crazy. So it took me 30 days to see results. But in the income side, again, I think it was Shay put a hand up. She earned money within the first couple of weeks. Yeah, but it's pretty far. I mean, when you think about what it takes for any business to break even, it's like 3 years. Like Daniel's nodding his head. He's got a traditional business. It's 3 years. You can profit from this in,
25 years to be overnight success.
Takes what?
25 years to be an overnight success.
There you go. That's my dad. It's 25 years to be an overnight success. So, but you got to start somewhere, right? Dad, you got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere just to get started.
Yeah. Okay. What's this? How to handle people that don't give the program. Look, all this stuff that's why we have Side Hustle School. So all this stuff, these questions you have about the how-tos, what if that, what if this, what if that? This is why we have a 7-week side hustle school. We're here to teach you guys. We're not here just to, it's not the end. This is the beginning. So if you're like having these thoughts like, oh, what if I don't find this? That's all normal. We want you to be skilled up. So this is a teaching experience for you guys to learn. Okay. So we equip you with the skills.
How many hours a day do you work?
Me personally,
Shannon asked the question. How
As
many
many as
hours
I
a
can.
day do you work? I would imagine it's how many hours is expected of her.
okay. Well, I work as many as I can because I love my work. Everyone's different. It depends on your goals. So like there's people that want to make 100,000 a year income from this and nothing, and they want to get out of their job and nothing will stop them. They'll work as much as they can. But because this is leveraged and there's systems, you don't have to work as hard as a traditional setup to get the same results. That's the beauty of it. So it's not always how hard you work, it's more how smart you work. That's a more fair comment to make, because there's people who make a lot of income from this that work a lot smarter. And we want to teach you in the Side Hustle School how to work smart. Okay? Because we can show you how to do this on the toilet, literally. And tax, yeah, look, once you're earning profits, you start paying tax, but hey, sorry, unless you go and live in the Cayman Islands, you can't get around that. I mean, you want them to pay as much tax as you can in terms of like, means you're earning more money. You can have an ABN. You can put your ABN, be a sole. ABNs take 2 seconds, but you don't have to worry about that because it's hobby income to start with. Okay. But you can engage, H&R Block. It's all, it's a multi-billion-dollar company. They have a headquarters in Sydney, Macquarie Park. We're in 23 markets and they do $1 billion in sales a year. Their headquarters are in Arizona and the product's been around for 20 years and it's been in Australia for 15 years. Everything's legit. You're going to be fine. But definitely when you start earning profits, you want us to pay the tax. We can cover all this in the Side Hustle School too, in more detail, of course. The trick is, Ashley, I think for you is just, would love to see you earn some profits first. I think it's just like, I think what happens to people is they put all this wall of worry up. It's called the wall of worry. They put up the wall of worry first, and then it prevents them having any success. What I've learned in my career is go and break stuff first and make a mess, then go back and clean it up. My wife will attest to that. That is how I live. And if that's not how I was, then I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like this, we want to give you guys a container, an incubator of a very supportive environment with an effective business model, with the right training for you to go and make mistakes, because you aren't going to learn if you don't do that. This is the type of training we give. We just want to help you to go and make more mistakes because you'll learn faster. All right. Ready, fire, aim. Okay, awesome. Hey, I think that's it. There's probably enough questions. We've lost about 20 off the thing. So I think there's probably answered everything. If you want to go into Side Hustle School, this is all the stuff you're going to learn. So just go to rediscoveryou.info, get a pack. If you've already got a pack, you just go in, and look forward to seeing everyone Monday. Yeah, not this Monday, but next Monday, is it? Monday week. And thank you guys for paying attention to the Money Masterclass. Hope you learn a lot. That's it. See you next time. Over to you, Alicia.
I think we can close up the evening. Thank you everyone for joining, and hopefully see you in Side Hustle School for more fun. See you later. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much.